Hey guys, it's Matt here, and today we're doing another episode of TG Tutorials. In this episode, as you can tell from the title of the video, I'm teaching you how to actually plug in your AV cables into your Dreamcast. Now, for some of you that think this is a troll job, this is a joke video, it's actually not. And for some of you that don't think that and you're here with me, I understand your struggle. Now, again, if anyone's confused, let me explain. So, I have had a Dreamcast in my life, technically, since a year or two after its inception, so about 2001, maybe 2002. My dad got one, but even though he got one and I enjoyed playing it, I enjoyed playing a lot of games on it, it ended up in a boiler room in his house. I'm talking about like in the back of the boiler room for way too long, way longer than it should have been. I'm going to say the past maybe 15, 16 years. So recently I thought, oh, I should get that. It's there. They didn't sell it. They don't have any games with it, sadly, so I have to get the game separately. But either way, they had it. So I got it from the back of the boiler room, and I tried to plug in the AV cables, and as you can see right now, as I'm plugging them in, it wasn't working. And I don't know why it wasn't working. It wasn't showing up on any of the televisions in my house. I thought it was an issue with one of my TVs, but then I even plugged it into my old, well, not so old, I got it recently, but 2005 CRT, and it just wasn't working. So I kind of sat back and I thought, oh, it must be these terrible AV cables that I purchased. I will purchase better quality AV cables, and I will even get an HD converter to, not an upscaler necessarily, but a converter, so that I could try to see maybe if the issue is, I don't know. I just wanted to see what I could do. So I plugged that in, the secondary cables, and I even plugged in the HD cables, and nothing was working. Nothing was working, so I thought, well, I have to buy a new Dreamcast, because that's clearly what I have to do. It's this Dreamcast's fault. Damn you, Dreamcast. It's actually right here. Damn you. So I bought another Dreamcast for 20 bucks. Really cheap. Side of it's missing, and every time I move it around, there's a screw loose in there. So that kind of freaks me out. I mean, it matches me a little bit with the screw loose, but it's still confusing to a certain extent. So I bought it, and it had the same problems. And I thought, oh boy, my luck, right? Wrong. So here's what you've been doing wrong if you were in the same situation as I was. So, looking at other consoles that I have in my house, when I try to plug in HDMI cables or AV cables, probably because I've had some of these consoles for a very, very long time, they're so loosey-goosey that I feel like I can just take my two finger and just take it out like that. Not hard at all, no crazy grip strength, nothing like that. But I've realized something with the Dreamcast. It only works when it feels like you're scraping the side of the casing. No joke. You actually have to push it in more and more and more. Not too much, not too much, not too much, not too much. But just enough that it does feel like you can't see any more of the silver, and it, honest to God, feels like you're breaking it every single time you plug in the AV cables or pull out the AV cables. I'm not kidding. It's a tight fit. And I don't think the problem is that I have OEM cables, or that I don't have OEM cables rather than I have third-party ones. In general, it just has this, it just feels as if you're going to break it. So if you're like me and you're thinking, oh, but it's an old console, what if I break it? I have to, oh, I guess it doesn't go in all the way. Some consoles are like that. Yeah, I guess you could see the silver. You were wrong. You have to put it in even harder, and then it'll work. Seriously, look at it. It's working just fine right now. That was a journey. That was a whole thing. Different style of CG tutorials video, because you guys didn't really need to see what you needed, because again, if you're here, you know what you needed. You needed the AV cables, you needed the Dreamcast, you needed the power cable. Yeah, no, it's just really frustrating, because I honest to God thought I had two broken Dreamcasts, and I was super unlucky, but it turns out I was wrong. Okay, so I got that off my chest. I just needed to vent about that to you guys. Either way, I really do hope this helped. All jokes aside, I really, want to make this series to help you guys, even if it's stuff that some people might consider mundane. If you're new to the Dreamcast, a bit like I am, even though I had it when I was a kid, really didn't experience it much. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope this helps. Tell me what you're playing on the Dreamcast down below. And if you have any questions about the Dreamcast that I might be able to answer involving its setup, please comment down below and I'll try to answer as best as I can. Alright guys, so thank you all so much, love you all, and tune in next time for another episode of TG Tutorials. Alright guys, so see ya!